Captain speaking from the beach. As you may felt, we caught a sudden shift of the wind and a sudden change of 45-50 knots from one side to another side. We listed approximately 6 to 7 degrees. We are now turning the ship around.
Welcome back. We are currently halfway on board the Crown Princess for our cruise to Adelaide. It is freezing cold in Sydney this weekend. This trip that we're doing is just one leg of part of Princess's World Cruise. So the first 48 hours or so of this lovely short 3-day cruise were completely uneventful. We had the most beautiful, if chilly, embarkation from Sydney Harbour with a beautiful purple sunset, and that was followed by some fun and games in the piazza and of course a bit of fun in the theatre later that evening. I reckon I might be stalking the Australian Beatles later for one of those wigs for Mike. Life on board Crown Princess during the World Cruise on those first couple of days was pretty quiet overall. We even managed to get ourselves into the gym to try and work off some of that tasty champagne. Speaking of which...
Let's hear Luciano and Fernando.
I'm pretty sure the last time we did a champagne pour, it was bigger than this. Let us know in the comments, do you think this is smaller than normal?
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Please let's have one more round of applause.
Things really started to change on day 3 though. The morning was fairly quiet, but by around about lunchtime, the ship was really getting rocky. That swell outside was really starting to grow. The skies were getting darker and darker, and the seas were getting darker and darker. All the upper decks were closed, but those poor staff on the outdoor bars were still outside, and honestly, I can't tell you how cold it was. We took ourselves off to see if we could find a good vantage point to see what the sea was looking like, and as you can see, it doesn't look too bad at this point, but that was all about to change. Now this is not bad camera work, guys. The gimbal on our camera is locked horizontally, and you can really see from this shot the angle of the ship. Despite those dramatic sound effects and all of the clattering of plates and glasses, nobody ever felt unsafe. Everybody actually had a little bit of fun with it. So what actually happened? Let's get the captain's take.
Apologies for inconvenience, Captain speaking from the beach. As you may felt, we caught a strong change and sudden shift of the wind. As expected, the front was faster than we were, and a sudden change of 45-50 knots from one side to another side affected the ship to list. We listed approximately 6 to 7 degrees, which is not an unusual, I would say, list. However, it affected many operations on the bridge. We are now turning the ship around just to make sure that we are okay with our, I would say, liquids on board. We will transfer as we need, and then we will make the final course for a, I would say, approach Adelaide. You can expect to list at any time. Also, please ensure in the staterooms, your beautiful staterooms, all your personal belongings are secure for sea. Be aware that we still maintain the decks closed, and the ones which are open are deck 15 around the pools, which are allowing you to access the horizon code. We had average of 60 knots, so 111 kilometers per hour, and believe it or not, forecasted was 35 to 40, occasionally gusting to 60. But think what, 60 was predominant and permanent for last 2.5 hours, 3 hours that I spent with my ladies and guys here on the bridge.
So having turned the ship around to avoid that very unexpected weather front, we'd all just settle in for a really lovely evening on board. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be the case.
And I'll just hand you over to the cruise director to explain what our evening's going to look like.
However, I just wanted to advise you that for the safety reasons, the safety of our guests and of course our wonderful crew as well, we are going to be making a slight amendment to tonight's events and activities. As we mentioned, safety is our #1 priority, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed it's just a tad rocky out there. Of course, unfortunately, due to this, we will not be able to hold our 9:30 show with the Australian Beatles, as well as our silent disco and yes no game show, and a few of our musical sets with our musicians as well. Now, we do apologise for the inconvenience. However, I hope you do understand that the safety of our crew is also a very big priority for us. We want to ensure that not only you, but they remain safe as well.
So as you can see, our final night on our Crown Princess cruise was a bit of a bust. No bands, no theatre, no live music, no DJ, and the casino was closed because we'd finally made it back into Australian waters. Early night for us. But thanks to the captain and all the crew on board who kept us really safe and well looked after. So what we thought was going to be a bit of a snooze cruise turned out to be a fairly dramatic bit of fun. Thanks for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, drop us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with more content soon.